So we're here at Pocket Gamer Connects London. I'm with Nancy Mott, who's from the Vancouver Economics Commission. What actually is the Vancouver Economics Commission?
It is the arm's length agency of the city for business development, and my file is digital entertainment and interactive, which includes filmmaking, visual effects, animation, and games.
That's quite a broad spectrum, and I know that you guys have been around for about 30 years, which is an insane amount of time.
In games and film and visual effects. So I think that that's been part of the ecosystem for games and all entertainment is that they're cross-pollinating the industries with film people and software people, artists, and so we've been able to maintain kind of an edge in all those things: visual effects, animation, games, and animation.
Because we're seeing a lot of that, of how all kind of three strands seem to be feeding in with each other. And I mean, how much has it evolved, especially over the last kind of 5-10 years with the introduction of mobile and all these different advancements in gaming?
Well, it's interesting because two things kind of happened. The 2008 crash put a wrench in basically everything, and mostly money, mostly clients, which we were very service-based. So we were very service-based in filmmaking and very service-based in games. And then after 2008, we saw people wanting to continue games, but opening up their own independent studios and trying to find ways to do that. So mobile was great because it was cheaper. It wasn't AAA and it wasn't a $30 million proposition. You were able to make a game, get it out there quickly, fail quickly if you needed to, and now we're just growing. And now with VR, VR in Vancouver is just growing too. So again, it's like the next phase in games.
And because you work a lot with, obviously, the Canadian government, what is the Canadian government doing to support this next wave of growth?
Well, I mean, I think that support in tax credits is really good, but the most support we receive is in talent. So this could be education, immigration. I mean, we have to move quickly when it comes to gearing up for projects. So being able to retain, attract, and train talent has been a big thing that the Canadian government's been helpful with.
I think we've seen that across the world, just trying to really encourage a new wave of talent to come into the industry.
Right.
What are some of the ways that we can do that?
Well, what we've done recently is we started targeting the high schools, because what we were finding is the educators didn't know what the opportunities were. We, especially in visual effects, animation, and games, need thousands of positions filled, and we want to hire locally. So we started working with the high schools in training the teachers as to what was happening in the industry. So we did a kind of studio tours where we grabbed them during a professional development day and took them to 3 different studios and had HR people and talent talking about how they got there, and not just in artistry talent, but you need people for operations and finance and everything. And so now that the teachers understand that there's opportunities, now we're going straight to the students and doing kind of a traveling roadshow for them as well.
That's always the first step, isn't it? Get the teachers on board and the parents and the kids will follow.
Because the students look to the teachers for guidance, and if they don't know it exists, then it's a problem.
And now this is a really exciting time, because obviously we're on the cusp of 2016, moving into this year. So what are some of the things you guys are going to be working on this year?
As government or games?
In games specifically.
I think what we're finding is I've just helped half a dozen VR companies start up or establish in Vancouver. So I think that's where the big opportunities are. And I think it's not just in games, it's in education, it's in, training for difficult jobs. It could be in health and movies. And I think that we're poised perfectly because we have the background in filmmaking and visual effects and animation and games. And I think that for any company who wants to get into VR, you have to have gamers who understand user interface, understand how to engage, and so I think that's going to be the next big thing for us.
Awesome. Sounds like an exciting year. Thanks so much for coming to talk with us.
Thank you very much.